There was no volume the entire time I was talking. That's crazy. I'm sorry about that. Oh, I know that's going to mess everybody up now. Can you guys hear me now? There I am. I'm sorry that for like 45 seconds, there was like no sound. Now everybody's going to click off when they think there's no sound. Yeah, thank you, Hannah. I'm glad you can hear me now. So what I was saying is my voice, I think I'm coming down with a cold, but I'm feeling fine. I took allergy medicine, but it does seem like I have a cold. I am doing super chats after Pisces, so we're doing that, and I'm doing who's coming towards you right now. So I'm going to jump right in and get to Aries. I was saying hello to everybody. I gave a shout out to everybody. Sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah, I did. I gave you the keys to life. That's funny, Emily. I totally was saying so many things, gave you the key to life. Now I ain't repeating it. That stinks. Anyways, I said hi to everybody that was here. So I'm glad you guys are all here. I was saying that it does help out that you guys are here when I'm live, even if you're listening in the background. I've been taking vitamin C. Thank you for that. I took vitamin C this morning, zinc. I have lemon in my water. It's been a long time since I've gotten sick. And I don't know if I'm sick. I don't know. I just think that my voice, and I took some allergy medicine. Thank you, though. Thank you for caring. It's always nice. But I do have lemon water right here, actually. All right, let's get going into Aries. Aries first. It's just weird to kind of have a cold in the middle of summertime, but all right, Aries, 5 of Cups just came out. All right, so it's somebody. We're looking at who's coming towards you. So we're looking at somebody here who's not as happy with how things have turned out. They may have expected things to be a lot better. And I'm getting the 4 of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. So apparently somebody's being very nostalgic. Somebody could be, wondering why they did something or said something, and or just it feels a little regretful here. It's like I was hoping for something better. Let's see how they view you. The Star card. Maybe they see you as somebody that deserves better. I don't get that often, right? But they feel down. They feel bad about the way they maybe treated you, maybe what they said, how they acted, but they see you as somebody who's very attractive, very beautiful, and does deserve the world. So there's somebody better out there for you. So maybe I am picking up on a past energy of somebody that wishes things would have been different. I have an Aquarius energy. What was their biggest block, biggest challenge? 4 swords. They slept on things. They didn't always say what they should have said. They, acted as if things weren't bothering them. Maybe they even felt like they wanted some space. They wanted to give this relationship some space. And, they thought things would be better. But I don't know if some of my Aries have decided to kind of pick up and move on, or somebody else came into your life. This person may have missed the bus and now they're realizing it. And the block is this person just, is nonchalant about things, stays quiet, and doesn't say what's on their mind. Let's see you. I see the 6 of Wands. This may have made you completely different. This might have opened your eyes to your values, what you deserve. Maybe some of you realize in that you're more confident, or you finally found your confidence, and you're noticing that other people are wanting your attention. Maybe you're getting a lot more attention, or now you're starting to be successful. Some of you, very successful. And, now somebody is seeing, maybe some of you are even famous. I don't know, or you have social media or whatever it is, but it looks like you're giving off vibe like you're doing really well. And somebody now is not happy with how things stand between the two of you. You know, maybe I should have shot my shot when I had a chance, or maybe, you know, they didn't see what you were capable of or where the relationship was going. But now it feels like they're feeling a little down and out. It could be a Leo energy too, but you must be looking damn good. You must be looking really good, and somebody is regretting their decision. Now, any movement this week, and I see the Empress card, so I do feel like somebody is still holding back, admiring you. If you get any movements, it'll be somebody trying to be around you or just get into your energy by sending a text, or, you know, just checking up on you and maybe giving you a compliment. You know, they're very drawn to you. I have a Libra, I have a Taurus energy. But what I'm seeing more of is this feeling, if you're not giving somebody attention, this feeling, this person in the silence, kind of suffering in the silence, you know, their feelings are growing quickly behind the scenes because they may even feel like they've lost their chance with you. So let's look at advice for you this week, what to do. You got to keep working it. That's what I got. You got to just keep working it, doing your thing, minding your own business, hanging out with the people you're hanging out with, keep building upon what you're building, because something you're doing is working, and it's working overtime on somebody else's, definitely stressing in the background. Now let's look at Aries through Pisces. So if that doesn't resonate, we got Aries through Pisces, and we're going to see, you know, whatever comes through for the person that is on your mind. So Aries is definitely feeling it. You're feeling it. Maybe you got a lot going on. Things are getting heavy. Maybe things got heavy between you and another Aries. You could have a breakthrough this weekend, though. This week, right? It feels like, you know, it's either too hard without you or it's too hard with you. Either way, something's got to give. So we may find that things get sparked up this week. Maybe we decide to move on past something and try to rebuild a connection or see where it goes. Taurus feeling really pulled towards you. They find you very attractive. They're very drawn to you. You seem to have a strong influence over them. If there is anybody else involved, it doesn't matter. They still seem to be very drawn to you, and maybe even initiating, doing whatever you want. It seems like you could get what you want from a Taurus this week. Gemini. All right, Gemini returning and pretty confident in their direction they want to take this relationship. All right, they feel the strong pull towards you as well. And if you're waiting for a return from a Gemini, it seems like maybe they've had time to really consider their path and very focused on you. Cancer, this week, things could, come to an end with a Cancer this week. Whether it's temporary, whether it's, you guys know that it's finally time. It just feels like we got to end some difficult situation. It's just draining us both right now. Leo wanting to catch up with you. This week they could reach out, or you could reach out to them and feel like they really are happy to hear from you. Virgo getting ready to also break the silence with you or just continue chatting things up with you. They're very interested in you, always kind of keeping tabs on you, seeing what's going on. And this week could be a very social week between you and a Virgo. Libra kind of going their own way. Libra feels the need to figure life out on their own for now. Maybe you both have felt it, and it's more difficult to stay in the situation than it is to walk away. Scorpio hanging in there with you. They admire you. A lot of confidence here. You have patience with your Scorpio. They may be trying to act like they don't want to be vulnerable, but it does look like there's something about you that draws them in. Sagittarius, also thinking about getting together with you. It has crossed their mind that they want the full picture with you, even if they are in another relationship. That, you know, it doesn't stop the fact that they see a picture with you. Capricorn returning the favor this week, or maybe finally getting it right and deciding to put some energy towards this connection. They really care about you. Aquarius, on the other hand, they just get caught up in their heads and just can't seem to not worry about things, or not assume the worst, or doubting themselves even. Pisces showing up as the King of Cups. Pisces is like, I got this, right? It seems like Pisces really want to connect with you this week. All right, Aries. I know I'm not sick, though. That's the thing. I went to CrossFit this morning and I killed it, right? And I'm just my voice, and maybe I am coming down with a cold. I don't know, but maybe I ate something and I'm allergic to it. You're welcome. Frankie, you were right about work changes. 2 new masculine energies. All right. Pulled the Emperor. Assistant managers leaving for a new warehouse. All right. Maybe we'll have a new subject in town here soon. You know, if somebody else gets your attention, maybe he'll get jealous that you're not paying attention anymore. Did you guys hear that that actress died? I know her name, is it Haley Hayden? She passed away. And send some love to my son, please. You know, the Lincoln, the U.S. Washington is where my son's at. They're going to replace the Lincoln for a little bit. He wasn't supposed to be doing that, but the ship is going out there now, and it's really, maybe that's what's stressing me out. If you guys could send some love to my son right now. Only 36. Crazy. All right, Taurus. Taurus. Yes, my kid needs some love. Tells me not to worry, but how can you not worry, you know? How can you not worry about your kids? All right, Taurus, 8 of Cups here. All right. Moving on from something that's not worth your stress. All right. Now, this doesn't have to be a relationship to start the energy off, but it looks like, you know, we're just worried about something, and things, 80%, 90% of the things we worry about never come to light. And, you know, this is where this week it could be, you know, keeping your sanity instead of, you know, letting your mind wander about your person, especially because I know you guys. And I'm like, I know as a reader what you want. And I'm like, I just want to zap the negative thoughts out of your head. And these people don't deserve to be taking up so much space in your head. The problem will solve itself, right? There's an answer. And so if you're overwhelmed or overthinking or panicking about a situation right now, all that's being asked of you is to, you know, think about flowers. Think about bees and ducks and cake and chocolate. Don't think about this person that's stressing you out. Now, the person that's coming towards you is, I have star energy. All right. So thoughts of you have been on their minds, you know, having faith in the connection. You have an Aquarius energy. You have somebody here that may be going through some of their own chaos. And so they take out sometimes their stress on the people around them, and they don't realize it. Have you ever said something and somebody looked at you and said, why are you so stressed out? And you're like, I'm not stressed out. Leave me alone, but really you are deep inside, but the way you're coming across to another person is stressed. Now, your person might be doing that to you and you might be reading them wrong. And then it just makes them more panicked, or then they have to worry about how they're coming across, or, and then it just becomes a big shit show, you know? And that's what I'm seeing here. Somebody here, they still see a future. They are hoping for the best. They know you guys can get through something, work through something. Maybe there's a tower just kind of came through and this person is all shook up for a moment, or is just being crabby pants for the week, and it's like, this isn't a week where they should really affect you emotionally. Now, what draws them to you? How do they view you? They see you take on everything that they do. You take everything serious, everything personal, and you carry so much guilt and weight, all right? You try to do it all, and you try to fix everything. And you carry more weight to, I want to get this right, all right? Let me slow down for a second. This person, what they're doing or how they're acting, they don't think that you should be carrying so much weight or worry over what is going on. And maybe at times they don't know how to comfort you or make you feel better about what's going on. You do, everything is serious, everything is important, everything is work. And maybe they do want you to relax a little bit. They do want you to not carry their problems or, worry about their problems. Now, what is their biggest problem, right? The Queen of Wands. Maybe they are multitasking. Maybe they're lacking confidence in themselves. Maybe there is another person in their life that is stressing them out. Maybe there's a situation that needs to resolve itself. Or maybe what the problem is that you want to fix every single thing. You want to take care of every single thing. And that could even stress this person out. Maybe they don't want you to fix their problems or worry about things. They see you as the Queen of Wands, which tells me they admire you. They think you're attractive. They think you're a go-getter. They know you mean well. They know you have a big heart, but it could actually be working against you in this week, where they're saying, I can handle this myself. I don't need you to worry about what's going on over here. So let's see you, the Ace of Pentacles. All right. I do see that you want something real with this person. You're just wanting to be trustworthy. You just wanting to commit. You just wanting to build something. You're wanting a fresh start with this person, and you wanting an honest start. Maybe even some of you are a little worried that, things aren't real, or things don't feel like they're starting, or they're stuck, or, maybe we're going to get somewhere, but it doesn't follow through. You could be just worrying about things way too much right now. It does look like the Ace of Pentacles is showing up, which is telling me that there is a real honest start that has happened between you and this person. But other circumstances seem to be making it more difficult for you to build the consistency that you need. And it could be stressing this person out because it's stressing you out so much. So what kind of movement this week? Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is bringing a balance back to what you can and cannot do in this situation. Try not to overgive. All right. Try not to, keep things. I can't tell you what to do, but the Six of Pentacles is saying, bring it back, follow the energy. Only do what you can in this situation. This person has a lot of respect for you. Maybe they can't give you what you need right now. And the more you give, if you give too much and they can't meet your frequency, it's going to make them feel guilty. It's going to make them feel bad if they can't give you, and you're like, but I don't mind, I'll do. It's still, there is a law of reciprocity. And people feel it internally when somebody does more for them than they can do back. So keep that in mind this week. Just trying not to go overboard with trying to fix somebody else's problem. Now, your advice too, is the Queen of Cups, is really giving yourself some alone time and some self-care. Maybe when you are feeling like you want to be with your person, but you can't be with your person, spend more time with yourself. Do more for yourself during the times when you wish this person could give you more, because this is where you need more love and you need to give yourself more care. So the person that's on your mind, I am seeing there could be other people distracting. And so it doesn't mean that your person is not feeling a certain way about you, but just know there are a couple queens showing up. So there could be a family member, there could be an ex, there could be another partner that is still kind of interfering with some of your situations. All right. So if he keeps coming back, only give in that moment. Don't overgive until they show up more. You know, that's where the self-control has to come in, you know, until they make the commitment. All right, so Aries looks like, you know, they have a lot on their mind. They feel stuck right now. Maybe they, you know, want to do what's right, but they feel like nothing's possible right now. So this week could be a little bit difficult with you and an Aries, whereas they might just keep getting in their head. Taurus, Ace of Swords, seeing clearly what's going on and not spiraling down a path that is not really happening. Now, you may get some decision from another Taurus. You may hear from a Taurus this week, and you guys may decide to clear things up. But we are seeing a fresh start, a new start. Gemini, there's other things going on that could be interfering and causing drama for you and a Gemini. You both are kind of spicy, and maybe right now you guys are fighting some battle, but you both right now seem like it's worth fighting for. It might be complicated. You know, only give what you can give this week. Maybe pick your battles with a Gemini. Cancer is all about where this can go. They're in love with you, with the idea of a future. But right now, you guys can only really build off of fantasy. Something needs to happen somebody needs to take action to make it happen in reality. Right now, we're living off of a possibility. We both know we want each other, but somebody has to do something about it. Leo is in love with you. Leo's love is growing for you. You may get a message this week about how much they do love you, regardless of what's going on. You know, the Knight of Cups is, I can't hide my feelings. Virgo, things coming together with you and a Virgo. Maybe finally things are starting to settle down to where we can see clearly where things are going. Libra might have their attention stolen this week, whether it's from work or they're working on themselves or they're trying to reorganize their finances, you know, so they could easily be distracted. It looks like they're solo by themselves, but they may be avoidant also. And it may feel like you're not top priority, but they are still committed to this relationship. Scorpio, Three of Pentacles, ask a Scorpio and you shall receive. The Three of Pentacles looks as though they're willing to build something with you. They're willing to work something out with you. Even if it's complicated, it's like, what can we do to get by? You know what I mean? I'm on the same page. I care about you. Sagittarius, things looking really good with you and a Sag this week. All right, things might actually get really fun and finally seem like the clouds are clearing up and we actually see each other. Maybe you guys do see each other. Capricorn, you have some fun behavior coming in with a Capricorn. They love to keep it spicy. Just know, depending on what kind of relationship you're in, it's all about the chemistry, the spontaneity, the passion. It doesn't mean it can't go anywhere, but this is where the inconsistency is coming from. Aquarius, you may get some justice this week with an Aquarius, weighing things out and finally, feeling like we need to make it real, or we need to be real with each other. Pisces could be a little bit distant this week. The light is still on. It's just, I want to be home alone. All right. So you may feel like they are very distant from you. All right. I'm going to have to drink a lot of water. I hope I can make it through today. Today is Monday, right? The moon is in Scorpio tonight. Moon goes into Scorpio. Moon's in Libra. Yep, I'll be going through my lunar return in 2 days. All right, Gemini. I love you. 10 of Pentacles. So it's getting real. 6 of Pentacles. Making it happen. There's something good here. It's not just a moment. It's something we're building long term. So when we're building something long term, it doesn't matter what the problem is. We're going to make it through. If you're in love with somebody, you're connected with somebody, you're willing to put the work in, some things are worth it. And nobody, no reader, nobody in your world can tell you what to fight for. I don't know what you signed up for, depending on what kind of belief system you have. You just don't wait in misery. That's it. You might battle something, you might fight for something, you might have patience for someone, but I'm not making my life a hellhole while I'm waiting for you. Now, the 6 of Pentacles can tell me that you might be going through some complex situation. There's mutual respect. Sometimes it may feel like you give more. Sometimes, but I mean, with family, 10 of Pentacles, maybe this is a situation where what you put in now, you'll get back a hell of a lot more later. You know who's worth it and who's not. Somebody may see you as worth it. I got an earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Life's complicated and it's better with you in it, is what I'm hearing. It's better with you in my life. So I am seeing the Knight of Pentacles. You got a very strong earthy energy around you. It does not mean that this person has to be an earth sign, but that is Virgo. That's Taurus or Capricorn, Virgo. The card is Virgo. And we're looking at somebody who's slow, steady, but reliable. It's not very exciting energy. So what does that mean? Take a look at your situation the way it is right now. It's not changing quickly. It's not changing. It doesn't mean it's not changing at all. It just means that, yeah, you're dealing with the same old shit this week, but it's worth it to you. It's worth it to them. It's, they may get used to just, the thing is that you guys are so used to having each other in your lives or talking to each other or just being there. There's something safe and there's something comfortable and there's something soul level that keeps you and another person really connected, but life is life in itself right now, and people are people in themselves right now. And there's just so many, we complicate everything. But I feel like your person is still showing up here. And, maybe they trust you. Maybe there's something maybe you guys have some internal dialogue. You guys just for some reason just get each other, but it does require a lot of patience. What draws them to you? How do they view you? The Three of Wands. They see you as somebody who's very ambitious and somebody who has a plan. Somebody who knows what they want, but you're always looking out there. You're always wanting to do something. You're always wanting to connect. You're always wanting to go. You're showing up very fiery. And that can be very exciting for somebody like this, but it can also be very nerve-wracking. It can be like somebody here likes things to be consistent, likes things to just be boring, likes things just to be, the same every day. And you're my little Gemini that wants to go out and recess every hour. I need recess. I need to go do something fun. But this is what draws them to you, is that you're always looking optimistic and always, no matter what's going on, you may help this person see a future differently. We never know all the time what we're given to another person. We never know what our personality is doing for another person. I know it doesn't help when you want to be in a loving relationship and you want a commitment, but we all help each other heal, flourish, and grow. What's their biggest problem? The Eight of Wands. They've got a lot going on, a lot of things coming at them, and they get anxious when things move too fast, when there's too much activity, when they feel pushed. I hate that. I'm you, Gemini. I'm like, come on, light a friggin' fire up your ass. But people like this who really do need things to be steady and slow, man, you change one thing on them and they will panic. They will panic. But, you obviously have a different type of personality than this person does, and they're always drawn to you. But the biggest challenge is this person may get pissy if things don't go their way, or they need everything to be perfect, and if something's out of line, they're so hard on themselves. And you're more easygoing. You're like, oh, there's another day, we can figure it out tomorrow, right? So this is quite a challenge for you, a person like this. It's like as soon as one thing goes wrong, this person's like, oh, back to the drawing board, got to figure out my shit. And you're like, come on, just move forward, right? So let's see you, Seven of Cups. What I see with you is you're starting to fall in love with the possibility of where this relationship can go. So I am going to get a little real with you. I do understand that this is a situation that could continue to grow. But is it holding you back in some way? Are you starting to imagine or hope for other options? Because that can happen. We stay somewhere because, it's comfortable. But on the other hand, it's like you're starting to live more in the future of what things or how things could be, rather than the reality of things is it's still the same. And things aren't changing fast enough for you. So as a fellow third house person here, I'm going to say that if you get in this relationship or stay in this relationship, this is going to be you in 10 years from now wanting to go on a vacation and your person needing 5 years to plan for it. It's that kind of energy. So you have to decide whether or not, am I falling in love with who I think this person could be? Or am I really in love with this person? Because they will eventually fall and stay. And it's hard to get a person like this. You could break their heart. Once they commit, they commit for life. And then you're like, all right, now I'm done waiting and I'm out of here. All right. So movement this week, it does look as though this person wants to start something real with you. It's an Ace of Pentacles. So it says the door is open. This person is feeling something real with you. Something is building, but you're still in phase 1. And this is like where you've got to, you know, just kind of be like, I got to keep my options open. Sorry, guys. You know, it's like, I like you a lot, but, and I see a future here, but keep your options open. Sometimes, but like I said, this reading is weird because on the same note, it feels like I can't tell you what to do because some situations are just complicated and they do take a long time. But once you get to them, you get to that point, and it's like it was worth the wait. I can't make that decision for you though. Your advice, the Two of Wands, I guess you're at a crossroads. And it's up to you whether or not you're willing to just stay positive and just see where things go, or if you're going to, get out there and try something else. It does seem like you have other opportunities too, if you're willing. Or believe in your dreams and don't let me or anybody else tell you what the hell to do. Because it looks like there's a promise here that could come of this. Let's look at Aries through Pisces. Aries is dealing with some financial struggles or feeling down about themselves. They may be too hard on themselves. So they could be keeping you at arm's distance. Again, this reading up here says what's really happening. You're going through some challenges with an Aries, but it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Taurus definitely feeling you. There's something about the way you feel, the way you understand them, that Taurus feels very comfortable around you. Their feelings are growing for you. Now, if there's another person involved, there's still another person involved, but doesn't stop them from their feelings for growing from you or growing for you. Gemini, you're getting sick of waiting, right? Look at this, the Four of Cups. You're like, come on already. I feel stuck. I feel bored. I feel like this person doesn't want me as much as I do. They're not moving. They're not, things aren't going anywhere, but there is love there. So it's one of these weeks where I guess you got to let it unfold and just see what happens. Maybe something amazing will come of it and you won't even see it. But right now I can see that it does feel as though you're starting to wear it like you did something wrong, or there's something wrong with you, and there's not. Cancer's starting to feel a little bit upset and kind of guilty of what they're doing or what's happening and overanalyzing. So you got a Cancer here that is very fearful of doing the wrong thing, or if they have done the wrong thing, are you really going to forgive them? So there could be some forgiveness coming in. They could be overthinking everything. Leo's trying to move forward with you regardless of what's going on. They still see a future here. Virgo thinking about you a lot. All right. Virgo's like, I just need a minute to process what's going on, but you may get a decision from a Virgo this week. Libra, 8 of Cups. I don't know. You got to ask yourself about a Libra, because it looks like they're there, but they won't ground in, and it feels like they need to do a little soul searching. So you may walk away from or choose to go solo if a Libra is avoiding you. Scorpio is all about the business. So Scorpio ready to make a plan with you and initiate. Sagittarius, you guys kind of take turns back and forth, but you both feeling it. You just got a lot of things going on, So it's like right now it is inconsistent, but it'll work itself out if it's meant to. Capricorn's starting to feel something a certain way about you, that maybe they didn't feel before. And they want to pursue it, but they could be a little bit nervous. Aquarius, in their head, of course, thinking everything that could possibly go wrong. Maybe you guys just project on each other a lot, and it just seems like you guys are stuck in the same loop. Pisces enjoys the connection, but they're not necessarily wanting a full-time commitment. All right, let me get like some shuffles in here. Give me a few, like 20 seconds. Thank you, Lisa. All right, Cancer, who's coming towards you this week? All right, I do see some conflict, 5 of Wands. You know, something's been activated though, so I want you to keep that in mind. You know, the 5s talk about challenges that change us, challenges that activate us, stress us out, and we have to make a choice of how we're going to react in the situation. You and another person definitely have activated each other, and it can be aggravating at the same time. It's like it feels like a situation sometimes that there's no end, or nothing's changing, but that's not true. All right, I see your person, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. Knight of Swords, very passionate about you, but also quick to make a decision. And it could be when I get aggravated, agitated, triggered, reactive, I make assumptions and I make decisions without really thinking through all the time. Sometimes I think that it's my intuition, but then tomorrow it'll be something different. You know, and this is the energy that I've been picking up on for a couple months with this Knight of Swords. It's like just when you think somebody's taking a left, they take a right. Even if they started rolling towards the left, they'll do something silly in the last minute and they'll really fuck with everybody, you know? And like, you're like, man, you were moving left and I really thought you were going that way. And so I decided to go and we almost crashed because all of a sudden you just swiftly change your mind or your attitude. And so right now, Cancer, anything can change at any moment. And the hardest part is going to be, you know, not wanting to control or fight the situation or react to every little thing that your person says or does. You know, you got to kind of move carefully and pick your battles with this kind of energy. You know, the passion is there. The intensity is there. And if it's triggering for both of you, sometimes this can create sarcasm. Sometimes this can create arguments that are unnecessary. And then sometimes it just seems like we're on the same page and we just get each other and everything is rolling perfectly and it's fun. So what draws this person to you? The 6 of Pentacles. That person's got a lot of respect and really cares about you. And they may feel like they owe you something. You've given so much, you're generous with your time, you put so much effort, you know, you're always willing to share, you're always there, you know, you're very given, you're very generous. And they may feel obligation. And this could be where the fight comes in. Like sometimes they feel obligated to give back, especially if you're very given and very generous, very kind, and you share your efforts, times, wealth, money, whatever it is, your love, you share it endlessly. It's going to make somebody feel like they definitely owe you. I mean, they are very grateful for you, but it also dictates too sometimes their decision. They want to make a decision based off of really wanting something, not feeling obligated. So what is their block with this? The Queen of Wands. So this is a good block. This is a good challenge. All right. The thing is that this is somebody that's very drawn to you, and they're not afraid to let it show. That's why they keep coming around you. That's why they talk to you. That's why they connect with you. I mean, how could they resist you? Plus, you're very open-hearted, big-hearted, kind, generous. You know, it's hard to say no to you. You know, you could be very intense, also very dramatic if it's a block. You know, you want what you want, and very impatient for some of you. And the impatience sometimes could trigger your person. And this is what could trigger sometimes, you know, an argument or conflict or friction between you and this person. But let's see your perspective. The Hierophant. You just want to title something. You want them to land in. You want them to, you know, to follow through. You want them to, you want the real thing. You want them bound to you by obligation. And that's what I was getting here. This person doesn't want to make a quick decision out of obligation. So they may have a slight commitment issue. And with you, knowing that you deserve the real thing and what you want, if this person feels like they cannot give you what you need, this is where they might become a little bit irrational. Or they may make decisions that do not align with how you feel. It's like, I know they're pulled to me. I know they want me. I know they like me. But they may have other obligations that get in their way. What's their movement towards you? I see a Taurus here too. I see the High Priestess. All right, so if somebody has pulled away from you, this is a sign that's telling you, you know, they are still there. They're just using discernment. They may be hitting the brakes for a second so that they can, you know, recalibrate, make sure they're making the right decision, you know, withholding themselves so that they can let what they really want reveal itself rather than feeling obligated to pay back a debt. Right? So if they pull back on you a little bit, let them be for a minute, because this is where if you try to confront this person, the Five of Wands and the Knight of Swords is going to make this person make a decision that is not necessarily what they're not even 100% sure that's what they want. So with the movement this week, if somebody's a little bit quiet, a little bit silent, it may be very stressful for you, but just know this person still has feelings for you and something could change. Now, Ace of Swords, for your advice, I feel like just seeing the truth and sticking with the truth and not spiraling. Making a decision, maybe even though it's challenging, to withhold conversation, just to give somebody a little bit more space. Now, if you're connecting with an Aries through Pisces, let's see what's going on. Aries, it looks like things are finally coming together for an Aries, and it's let it be right now. It looks like you could have had a win, or you might have a win with an Aries this week. Something is closing so that a new chapter can open up. But it looks pretty successful between you and an Aries. Taurus is in love with you. The desire is there. The love is there. They already choose you. Maybe other things are complicating the situation, but it looks as though love will bring them back to you. Gemini, Seven of Cups. They're also fantasizing about a future with you, but unable to make that decision a reality right now. Cancer, Eight of Pentacles. Keep working on yourself, doing your thing. And another Cancer could be doing the same thing. It may seem like they're avoiding you, but they're still committed to you. Leo, Page of Wands. So Leo here is spunky, wanting to flirt with you. This week could be a very fun week when it comes to, let's just have a little bit of flirting, maybe going on a date. Maybe they'll ask you on a date. Virgo is still uncertain about which direction to go. Can't force a decision. They may pull back because they're uncertain what to do. Libra is still moving forward with plans with you. They still want to see a future. Scorpio also kind of studying and analyzing the situation and wanting to make it real with you. All right, so you got a Scorpio taking things seriously. This week they may be responsible and may follow through with plans. Sagittarius is all over the place. You know, things are exciting. Things could be going one way and then all of a sudden the other way. So you may have a lot of messages coming in with a Sagittarius. Capricorn wants this, enjoys you, but does not want a relationship full time. Aquarius is staying positive about the future. They know that things may come together with you guys. And Pisces is kind of feeling down and out about certain issues they're having, right? They could be trying to keep you away from their stress. All right. Guys, I see the concern in there. I know my voice sounds horrible. I'm not sick. If I am coming down with something, it's just starting. I woke up with my voice like this, but I worked out. I did everything. I feel good. I'm drinking lemon water. I took allergy medicine. I haven't been sick in so long that it might just be I'm losing my voice because of all the talking I do. Or it could be I ate something that I'm allergic to. That's why I took an allergy pill. But thank you. All right, Leo, happy birthday still. Happy birthday. Until Saturday. All right, who's coming towards you right now? All right, you have the Seven of Swords, bottom of the deck, and the Four of Pentacles. So somebody's been holding back some sort of truth. You may get that confession this week, right? You can only hold back the truth for so long before somebody finally, spills the beans, They may be trying to be strategic. If I conceal this, maybe for now, maybe things will, I'm still invested, I'm invested, but I don't want to confront some major truth that I have to. Let's see their energy, the Two of Cups. It's somebody who's got feelings for you and doesn't want to lose this connection. But, I need to be honest here about something with you, about my feelings. Maybe that's just it. Maybe I'm being very protective of my feelings. Maybe this is the first time I've laid my eyes on you and I'm seeing you in a different light. We're finally really connecting, or you connect with me in ways that I'm uncomfortable. Maybe you expose a person, kind of a Scorpio energy. Maybe some of you got Scorpio. You don't mean to, but you got somebody's attention that you're not imagining it. You know, with the Two of Cups, you know something's there. You know, it's just that thing though, you know, just because something's there doesn't mean that if they're not going to be honest with themselves or take the next step. I mean, sometimes it's just like, well, fuck. Well, what are you doing and why? What draws them to you? How do they view you? The Four of Swords. You're very chill and comfortable to be around. You're new. Maybe you're new after this person just broke up with somebody. You know, or you're the first person that this person's letting into their life after they've been screwed over. You've been there and done it. Maybe you guys are going through the same thing. You could be mirroring each other, and this person really feels like you understand them, but it's still, there's still something that, you know, they're withholding from you. What is it? What's their biggest problem? The Nine of Pentacles. I think this person has gotten so stuck in being single and safe that they're afraid to tell you exactly how they feel, because that will be, the next step will be commitment. Maybe they want to slow it down. But it feels like this person has felt safe being single, would prefer to be single, but then here comes Leo and triggers them. And they see, you know, maybe they don't trust it. Maybe they're wondering if you're going to change as soon as they let you in. Is something going to change? Are you too good to be true? Especially if this has happened to them before. So they might be just, I feel like, you know, you could be the best thing that's happening to this person right now, but you might be triggering them into thinking, the last time I fell for this shit, my whole life was turned upside down. And now here comes Leo. Let's see your energy. The Queen of Swords. You might already know this. You know, you can see through the BS. You know, you're not getting fooled either. And this could be why this person is falling for you. They can see you as, I've been screwed over before too. I'm not really here to do the same thing. So you got two kind of independent energies, and maybe neither of you want to be vulnerable. You're not ready to be completely honest yet with each other. But to me, honestly, I feel like a relationship like this is going to work its way no matter what you do. You can hide your feelings all you want. If you guys are feeling each other, it's going to happen naturally at its own pace. So what's the movement this week? I'm seeing the Judgment card. I feel like you both are kind of judging the whole situation, trying to figure things out. You guys are judging each other, but you both are feeling a call into one another. And this week, there actually could be a conversation that does lead the relationship in a new direction. So what's your advice? The Ace of Swords, just speaking your truth and being clear and being able to see through any of the bullshit. But it does look like what you're feeling for somebody, they're feeling the same thing. I just think both are trying to be super strong, the Leo energy, the strength. You don't want to let each other in right away because you don't want to get screwed over. Let's see Aries. Aries is already seeing a future with you. They've already decided that they want this to go somewhere. Taurus, also very committed to you. If they are acting nonchalant, it could be just that they are trying to really analyze the situation, but they are loyal and committed to this connection. Gemini, also the Queen of Wands. They see, and they're drawn to you, and they see potential for the, you know, a future with you. So already the first energies here are already showing something's getting started between you and these signs. Something real. And look at Cancer. There's the Strength card. So it looks like a standoff, like you said, a standoff with you and a Cancer. Your bond is just strong and hard to break. Leo, you have a Four of Wands here. Somebody wanting stability with you. Somebody feels home with you. And this week you could be settling in with another Leo. Virgo is also fallen for you, just loves to be around you. They may pull back their energy a little bit and just kind of see where things go. Let things happen naturally. But there is unconditional love there. Libra, the Tower card. So you came in, you shook them up, and now they're a mess. You know, it might take a minute for them to settle in and to recalibrate. But they can't unsee what you've already shown them. Scorpio has got you on their mind, and they're going to do something about it. Scorpio not going to hold back. They might be trying to figure out the best way to approach things. Sagittarius, you know, playing it cool, but it looks like they're putting in more effort and wanting to, maybe they are keeping it friendly, but their feelings are growing more emotional with you. Capricorn kind of holding back their feelings, being deceptive, but you know, it won't be long before their actions speak louder than their words. Aquarius is fantasizing about a future with you, just indecisive about when to make it finally happen. And Pisces as well too, hanging on the fence there, wanting to start something with you, wanting to get together, but also not wanting to look desperate. You're welcome, Leo babe. All right. All right, Virgo. All right, Virgo, who's coming towards you this week? All right, this Ace of Swords wanting to show up. So this could be a week of finally making the decision. It can go one way, it can go several ways. I see clear. I know the truth landing. I know what to do. And, you know, sometimes it's difficult and sometimes it's not. So let's see your person's energy. The Nine of Cups. You know, looking good, you look good, everything looks good, everything sounds good, everything feels good, but in reality, is it? You know, I mean, we can be blindsided by somebody who's so delicious, and maybe you can't get your eyes off this person, and maybe this person just sees you as, you know, the cherry on top. But that doesn't always guarantee. This is like a honeymoon phase for me right now. I don't, you know, it's like everything is going good. So maybe we just need to be mindful that, you know, this phase dies out eventually. And then the reality comes in, and then you start noticing all the red flags. That's my skepticism as we're getting close to this Scorpio moon. All right, so how do they view you, though? The Tower card. You really shook them up, too. I like that. It shook them up. You know, here comes Virgo and just rocks somebody's world and fucked up everything. You know, it's like, so apparently something about you woke them up, and they just, everything looks good. I'm just going to say, you know, you might be going through the dusty parts right now. Like, you know, everything's just kind of, you gotta let the dust settle. But you woke somebody up, and they see you as somebody that showed them something that they didn't see before. You woke them up to either their life was stagnant, they weren't going after their dreams, or, you know, they didn't think they were good enough, or, you know, it could be a million different things, but something about you really activated them. What's their problem though? The Wheel of Fortune. Now they got to roll with it. You know, it's not so much a problem. They do feel like you guys, there's something about this connection that you guys met for a reason. So maybe they didn't believe in this stuff before. You know, they didn't believe in destiny, you know? And then all of a sudden, you know, something happens with you guys, and here we go. There's that awakening, triggering type of energy. But the block can be somebody who still is afraid to take a chance. Let's see you. The Six of Swords. You know, you might be feeling like you're starting to pull away. Maybe you're ready to move forward, and if this person's going to go or come with you, they better jump on board, because, you know, you're ready to move forward. Maybe you've been dealing with this connection for a while, and even though it's faded, it feels faded. Some of you are feeling like you need something new, or you're just ready to move on from it. You know, it's like, it looks good, it feels good in the moment, but if we're not establishing anything, and if your person's not ready to move forward or finally take a chance, then you need to feel safe and move forward. So what is their movement this week? Look at this. You got an Aries, Leo, Sag. I've got somebody here who's making some sort of decision this week to take this relationship in a new direction. They may be afraid that they can feel you drifting away. They may feel like they know that they've pulled the last moment, or, you know, they can only play this card for so long because they know how much you feel for them. So they know that that you felt the same pull. Maybe you told them. But they must naturally feel you pulling away, that it looks as though they could make a commitment this week, make a decision. Let's see your advice. Page of Wands. You know, it's like you've got the Page of Wands, which is saying just have fun with it and, you know, be playful about it. I would say if this person comes in this week and they are acting like they are ready to move forward, I'd say take it light at first and make sure that it's not just sounds good, but they're actually putting it down on paper and they're making the plan to move forward. Because this can be the challenge, is on again, off again too. It seems like it's about to move and then it doesn't. But they are showing up as a King of Wands, which is a good start. Let's see Aries through Pisces now with this Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what's going on. Aries may be finally thinking that this relationship is ready to go to a new phase. Things could turn around with you and an Aries. Maybe they needed some time to really think about whether or not they're ready for a commitment. Taurus keeps getting pulled to you because they're in love with you. You know, they haven't felt this way about anyone before. So it's like, I don't want to run from it. Gemini also, you know, feeling the love, but very protective of their heart. Every time you start to get close, then they pull away. But when you're moving away, now they're starting to realize how much they love you. Cancer working on themselves here, trying to avoid the situation. But as they get better, they're realizing that there's something very strong here between the two of you. So they're still committed to this connection. Leo, very indecisive, but they'll follow their heart. They can only sit on the fence for so long. Virgo, things may end with a Virgo or completely change with a Virgo. They could be coming back around, but they're not the same person they were before. And this is you as well, too. So this could be why you're feeling the need to move forward, because you can't keep playing the part that somebody wants you to play. You've outgrown it. So something's changing between you and another Virgo. You could end up ending the connection. And same thing with a Libra. You know, sometimes we just can't go backwards and it hurt too much. Scorpio is showing up ready to make a plan, very decisive. Scorpio initiating. Sagittarius also wanting your attention, maybe returning to change the status of the connection. Capricorn returning as well too, better than before. Maybe finally focused and very decisive on where this connection is going. Aquarius is still a little nervous about, you know, their feelings. They have a lot of feelings and then they have fear, right? But to me, something's manifesting and the feelings are winning here. Pisces is playing it cool, keeping it chill on purpose, just hoping that things kind of come together naturally. Thank you, Bina. Oops, Libra. All right, Libra. Let's look at who's coming towards you this week. All right, Libra, you have the Lovers card, you know, making a choice to just do what's right, do what feels good, right? Following your heart, what feels in alignment for you. If something doesn't feel good, doesn't feel right, then, you know, this is also making a choice. It can be difficult. You can have deep love for somebody, but if logic is saying this person isn't treating you right, you know, the Ace of Swords, it's like, sometimes it is either speak your piece or, you know, or and sever ties or finally say it and let's move forward type of energy. But I can see, you know, the choice is there. You both feel some sort of soul connection for each other. But somebody's got to make the call here, make the decision. Your person, Four of Pentacles, holding on and, you know, maybe waiting for a rainy day. Very fearful energy. Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You know, it's just holding on to you, their perspective, their way of being, their life. They're very protective of everything they say or do. They play it safe. What draws them to you? The Ten of Pentacles. You know, maybe they wish or long for something long-term with you, but they are fearful at the same time. They could even be doubting themselves. I want to give to this, but do I have enough to give? You know, is this for me? Somebody really got love for you. What's their problem? Ace of Wands. Initiating or keeping the fire going. They can start something with you, but maybe can't keep the fire going. They pull back. So when the going gets going, this person pulls back. But they really want, so this is their own battle. They're fighting their own battle. It's like, I want a family, I want security, I want home, but I can't let go of my safety, my security, the way I want things, the way I want to do things. And so they can be very fearful. If I let somebody in, I'm going to have to let go of control. And they might even feel as though there's, I wanted to start something with you, but will you really truly desire me, once you have my attention? Let's see you. 7 of Pentacles. You may be kind of questioning whether or not it's worth your patience. It's worth investing in. You kind of look like you're just trying to make it on your own. You're trying to do things. You're trying to stay committed every day to growing your own life. You want the 10 of Pentacles, but it does feel like maybe you're growing impatient with waiting for somebody to finally open up and initiate. That's a hard call for you guys, because you can feel something with someone, but you can't fight somebody else's fears for them. Any movement this week? 10 of Wands. It looks like it's still kind of heavy, still kind of somebody here just not willing to let go of their viewpoint. This person insists on doing things their way or on their own, and they want a family, they want a relationship. But they could even be burning themselves out, trying to do everything on their own. What's your advice? The 3 of Wands. I'm seeing your energy as you just got to keep on staying positive and looking out there. It's like this person here could be a potential connection for you, but there's no need for you to be persistent and to need to put in more work than they're putting in. They got to put in more work. They got to show up. Or you're going to be pulling this along. And they need to initiate. You could even have somebody around you that you don't even realize that really wants to connect with you, but is afraid to initiate. They're afraid you might not desire them, or there's no attraction between the two of you. Right? So that could also be maybe the passion is dying out, or there's no passion between the two of you. And I didn't want to read it that way because I don't want that. I know that can sound harsh, but sometimes, like, this person, holds back and stays away because, there's just why I care about you, but there's, the passion's not there anymore. Everything's about the resources. Everything's about the money. Everything's about growing a family or responsibilities, but we need to bring the passion back in. All right. So if that didn't resonate, I don't even know where that came from. Well, the person that's on your mind, Aries through Pisces. So think about the person that's on your mind. All right. Aries, 5 of Pentacles. All right. So it looks like Aries tends to look at things not working out, no matter what they do. It's like I put a lot of work into things and it always turns out the same. So you may be dealing with an Aries that's kind of a Debbie Downer about the situation. Now, Taurus may be realizing some truth about the connection, and they're feeling called to face some sort of truth or talk about the connection, you know, from a place of honesty. This could change the direction of your relationship. Gemini, very protective of their heart as well too, and maybe just not in a place where they can receive the love. Maybe not even sure they want it. Cancer, 8 of Wands, right? So things could actually get pretty exciting with a Cancer, but there, you know, there's a lot of pressure and a lot of communication though. There's intense chemistry between the two of you. Leo, also very attracted to seeing you. They want to see you. They want to be around you. They could be falling in love with you as well too. Virgo still hurting over something that's been going on. Maybe something was said. Maybe you guys are separated. Maybe there's a third party, or maybe they just got their heart broken. They're still kind of processing their pain. Libra. All right, Libra. What's the fight for? What's the battle for? Looks like you and Libra are constantly challenging each other. You know, got to pick your battles with another Libra. Things kind of intense between the two of you. You guys are competing for center stage. Scorpio, looks like they want to check back up on you or see what's going on and maybe see where it could go. This could be a new Scorpio coming into your life as well too. Sagittarius, keeping distant, but still has hope for the future. Capricorn, still moving and grooving, still focused, and still sees this going somewhere. You know, if nothing's changing, nothing's changing. They're still there. Aquarius is falling in love with you, right? They could profess their love to you this week. And Pisces, holding back a little bit, but they feel you. They're watching you. And, you know, they're admiring you. All right, what's going on? What am I missing? All right. What's their problem? Okay. Scorpio. Is that happening a lot everywhere, or is it just here? Like, I don't even know anymore. All right, Scorpio. All right, 3 of Swords, Scorpio. Bottom of the deck. Maybe you're dealing with a falling out with somebody, or you're feeling some way sad, upset. Maybe there's third party going on. Who knows, you know? But it's only temporary. It's just you know, we got to process something that's happened. Maybe you just had a recent separation with somebody, or somebody said something and it didn't land. 9 of Wands, your person is under a lot of pressure. You know, so it might be not the time to try to reconcile. Yeah. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah. So your person's kind of under the weather. And they're very guarded, you know, especially from past, you know, it makes sense. Your person's very protective, very guarded because of the way they were treated in the past. So they do have feelings for you, but they're always braced for another hit or something else happening, or what's going to happen, what's going to aggravate me, what's going to, you know, and you might not be doing anything, but your person here is expecting something to be said or done or happen. And it's wearing them down. It feels like they got a lot of pressure on them too with their everyday world as well. So how do they view you, or what draws them to you? The Knight of Swords. You know, wanting to know everything, wanting to question, making assumptions that maybe are not true. You know, you just want to talk, you want to connect, you want to accelerate the situation. You're very direct. This is a very direct energy, but sometimes, you know, calling that could be Captain Call Out. And, you know, you seem like you're coming from a good place. It's just like, but your person may be very defensive and might take things personally. And I know that I'm always like, what the hell did I say? You know, I'm a Scorpio, for those of you that don't know that. It's like, but your person is exhausted, and maybe, you know, you're directing conversation, you're in charge of conversation. You tell somebody what to do, what to say, you know, oh, you should, blah, 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 or, you know, and they're like, just enough, enough. But you might not even know that you're really doing anything, or you're just speaking truth. And sometimes it hits a person in the gut when they're already feeling like they're being attacked by other people. So their problem, Seven of Cups. They have a lot of options to change their life, but they don't always take action to do it. You can come up with all the answers for them and all the solutions for them, but if they're gonna complain or be exhausted or not take action, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. You may be in love with somebody based on what you imagine that they could be, and your person is tired and may not be able to perform the way you want them to perform. We all do that. We all fall in love with a version of somebody that we see them being, instead of looking at what they are right now. And your person looks like they're barely hanging on. But you might be somebody that's like, yeah, but you can do this and you can do that and we can do this, and it's fun and good and all, but it's not landing. It might even be it might actually hurt it might hurt to hear the truth, especially if you're telling them the truth. Let's see, you're just trying to be helpful. It looks like, you know, Scorpio just trying to be a team player here. I just want to work things out. I just want to maybe you're trying to work things out too quickly. If you have recently had a falling out with somebody and you're just quick to talk, want to talk and want to get straight to the point, your person might not be ready just yet to do so. They still see a future here, but you may be wanting to fix something or get together or make something happen when somebody else does not have the energy for it just yet. And we're only doing a weekly read-in. Movement this week, though, could surprise you. I am seeing the Page of Wands. Your person may sing a different tune this week. You know, because you can see the fantasies there. You can see the chemistries there. You can see the flirts there. So maybe they're coming out to play this week. Messages coming in, flirting coming in. So what's your advice? Ace of Pentacles. You got to hold on to, if you feel like this is real and this is really going to happen, you got to trust that it's going to happen. You know, if you're feeling an opportunity with somebody, you're very passionate, very direct. You got a lot of ideas. You're ready, you're very ambitious, ready to go. Maybe your person can't keep up with you. But if this is real, it looks as though there's no need to fret or worry or rush things. This person here is drawn to you and things will unfold. So maybe it is just about slowing down, Scorpio. So if you have somebody on your mind, I'll go through Aries through Pisces and see. You got an Aries here who's fallen in love with you, this might be new to them. Maybe you're new to them. But you're very passionate and intense, and your person might be like, maybe I just went through a breakup. I don't know. Maybe I'm not used to this. Can we just slow down a sec? Taurus, 10 of Swords. So it does look like Taurus may have just recently went through a very difficult time. You're excited, you're happy, but, in your defense, you're probably like, come on, just get up and get going. Don't worry about it. Don't let it, I'll help you out. But somebody else needs to process their own pain here from the past. If you guys just recently broke up and you're trying to get back together, you got to take it slower. Gemini, 7 of Swords. Gemini is maybe holding back some information from you. You might want to ask some questions. It doesn't have to be heavy, but maybe they're not happy with a separation. Maybe they weren't being honest with you. Maybe there is a third party, but you got to ask questions. Cancer, I'm seeing the Temperance card. So things naturally unfolding for you and a Cancer. They may be playing chill on purpose. Like they really do want you to slow down. Leo, I'm seeing the Strength card. You guys, there's some messages coming in, but you guys are building a bond together. You guys really feel strong about each other. Virgo, missing you, maybe feeling a little bit regret, feeling pretty down and out. They're not happy with the way things are, but they may be still processing and not ready to confront something. Libra is also kind of busy you guys are just going back and forth. One day it's you, one day it's them. You guys just take it one day at a time here. Things are moving forward. Scorpio, you have the Ace of Wands. So something's been activated between you and another Scorpio. You both desire each other and want something to come of this. Sagittarius just doesn't want to get screwed over. They don't, so they are being very discerning. Capricorn wants to be seen with you, wants to be with you, wants to hang out with you. Aquarius also, Aquarius is like, I want something good to come from this. I really like this connection. And Pisces can see a future with you. If there's remember, if there's complicated situations going on, it's not going to stop this from evolving, but it's definitely going to put a roadblock in it. But I can see that they can picture or they see the two of you together. All right, Sagittarius, making some plans this week. All right, whether it's I've invested enough time I'm moving on, or whether it's, all right, we finally have a plan. So I didn't waste my time. You know, I've had patience, and now it's time, like, to go in a new direction. Your person definitely sees a future with you. You have the star here wanting to bring things back to life, wanting to connect, wanting to see where this goes. They've always had faith, or they just have faith in the two of you. You know, you both just kind of click, and maybe it was wrong timing. Maybe it felt like, you know, you activated something in this person. There was an awakening, and it took a minute to realize that, you know, how deep the connection was, or what the purpose was of this connection. So sometimes it takes a minute for a person to go through this change, but you see the death card underneath that. So it looks like your person is not the same, you know, at all from the last encounter. What draws them to you? The Eight of Cups. Maybe the distance has been a while, or maybe they feel like you have grown, you've changed, or you're moving on. It feels like I'm picking up on a distant connection where somebody is like, no matter how far we are, I cannot give up hope on this connection. What's their block, or what's been their block? All right. They may not have given this a full opportunity when you guys first connected. They may have kept it casual. You may have been given a lot of love to this connection, and you really wanted it to happen, but they kept you stuck, and they, you know, whether there was a third party, or whether they just wanted it to be casual and nothing more. But now they're thinking that maybe they missed their opportunity. So somebody may reach out to you randomly this week. Your energy, I see the Two of Pentacles. Maybe you've got a lot going on. You could even be juggling. This could be a week where you're like, oh shit, I got so much going on now. And all of a sudden it rains, it pours. You know, 1 minute it feels like nobody's interested in me. And now all of a sudden I got, you know, a couple people hanging out here for my attention. And so it seems like when you're distracted, or when you're doing your own thing and you've got people interested in you, isn't that the shit? Somebody always comes around and says, you know, I just really missing you. I'm really feeling you. So this week, the movement, look at this, the Three of Cups. Somebody really trying hard to go back to the way things were. Somebody missing being around you, missing hanging out, missing the good times you had together, or the last good time you had together. And maybe even hoping that you give them a thought or a second chance. But the thing is it's going to be on you, because it looks like you could have other options. And the Seven of Pentacles too. Do you want to go back or do this? It's up to you. Your advice, I got the Lover's card. It feels like somebody activated you too, and it feels like this is something you've been desiring. And you know, maybe for some of you, this is going to be one of those moments where all this really does come to fruition, and it makes sense. Somebody finally admitted their feelings. Somebody, maybe you were activated. Maybe you felt like you had to move on because it wouldn't go anywhere because the timing was off. But you guys both chose each other, and logically, maybe it didn't make sense in the past, but now it does. So it looks like you could be following your heart this week, and somebody, this could be, it happens every now and then. And it seems like this past week, I've been picking up a lot of twin flame connections again. People, I haven't heard it in a long time because I'm not on that path. But I don't even know if people are still finding themselves heavily on this path, you know. And that's what I'm picking up on, is that maybe there is some sort of awakenings happening. And right now, if it's meant to come together, you know, it seems like maybe this is the time that some of you will get those moments. Let's see Aries through Pisces. Aries, Knight of Wands. Aries very passionate about you this week, so it looks like they could be coming around pretty strong, pursuing you. Taurus missing you. There could have been a separation, could have been heartbreak, and the problem is here, the Four of Cups, right? You know, maybe they're feeling like they might lose this situation. Maybe it's not a good idea. They could be second guessing whether or not they made the right choice because they're still feeling the pain of the separation. Gemini wants to recommit to you and sees a future. They could initiate this this week. Cancer's starting to get in their head and realize that they let their insecurities, or they're very insecure, and they're starting to doubt themselves and their own decisions. Leo, falling in love with you. Leo may tell you how they feel this week, may ask you to go out. Virgo, is the love is just growing between the two of you, no matter if you guys are apart. You guys have something that you guys both keep close to your heart. Libra getting ready to reach out as well. I just don't want to seem desperate. Maybe I'm closing off a chapter. I'm letting go of somebody to be with you. Scorpio, wanting something real with you. So something shifting here. Maybe we can build something finally. Sagittarius, also making plans with you and sticking through with them. And you got the Emperor energy, so it really could be your divine masculine coming in this week. Capricorn, also bringing in some justice, maybe finally commitment, making it real, being real with you. Aquarius, we also see a conclusion with an Aquarius, so maybe finally things are coming to an end, that chapter's closing, and we can finally move forward. And Pisces, moving forward with a Pisces too, just wanting to, you know, keep it simple, but I still want to see where this relationship goes. Guys, I think I'm going to have to close the questions before we even get started, because I don't know how much longer my voice is going to go. Oh, I love you too, Scorpio Empress. Thank you for being here. I do too. I hope I'm not getting sick, guys. I just don't. I can't. You know, I'm trying to prepare for a vacation. I've got so much going on. I don't want to get sick. All right, Capricorn. Where's my Capricorns? I think I'm going to. All right, Five of Swords. So what's complicating your mind? What is stressing you out? The Temperance card. You know, tired of waiting for shit. Tired of hearing divine timing. Tired of things just kind of rolling out, and I got to let things happen naturally. I got to wait for the right moment. I got to be chill. Somebody's stressing me out and I've got to take my time to, I mean, I just hear Capricorns going, F that, man. I'm so sick of hearing this shit. Sometimes our messages are meant to trigger you so that you do what you should do, right? Sometimes I'm meant to piss you off so you get to your truth and I'm a Mars, I'm Scorpio stellium, I'm Capricorn progress, but I'm meant to cause conflict. I'm meant to get you to your truth. So if that means I got to piss you off by telling you to chill. Sometimes there is no chilling. Sometimes somebody's stressing you out enough. It's like, I'm not, my patience is worn thin. But let's see what's going on here. It is your person, the death card. All right. So let's give this a moment, because maybe your person is going through some major transformation, and that is possible because a lot of us have been going through some upgrades, some leveling up, some changes in our lives. Some people, I have a lot of people in my life recently that are losing close family members. Your person might be going through, some big change where they're having to let go of parts of themselves that don't resonate anymore. You could easily call somebody out and make them see something about themselves, and they realize that maybe I have to change, maybe something has to change. But also, sometimes the decision is, do I wait, or is this too complicated for you to wait for? You never know how long somebody is going to take to process or grieve a situation, but they obviously are grieving. Now, they could be grieving you. What pulls them to you? How do they view you? The Page of Pentacles. All right. They're learning a lot from you. You're teaching this person a lot. They're actually maybe even learning how to deal with you, how to be with you, how to understand you, how to act with you. So this person could try and test the waters if they're coming around this week. I do have a Scorpio energy, and I have Earth energy. But you seem to be very understanding, and you seem to always know what to say or what to do for this person. And you're very sincere. So what's their problem? The Six of Cups. They either hang out in the past and idealize the past, still connected to somebody from the past, can't let go of it. I want to be always talking about the past, always wanting to, and you're like, come on, start something new, do something different, do something, test the waters, test this new scenario out. If somebody is letting go of a past, maybe this is new for them. But you are influencing this person in a positive way. Because the challenge is also that this person really loves you, really sees you, and really cares. And it might be hard for them because you really see them. You can see through them, and you really care about them. So it's like the challenge is, I feel you, we reciprocate, we both feel the connection, but I'm going to be a challenge for you because it's hard for me to let go of my past. Let's see your energy, the Judgment. Don't judge this is where the Judgment card comes in, and you can be super critical, judge yourself, complicate things. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? What can I say? What else can I say to fix it? I mean, I can see you coming through like a little child here. Like, man, just tell me what to do. Just try to be super kind and super understanding. But if you have a person that won't let go of their past, it's like, but the good news is I'm seeing the Death card here. So there comes a point where somebody has no choice. You got to let go of the past. You got to move on from something. So this could be where, you know, your work will pay off. Something will come through, right? The Temperance card and the Five of Swords, you can't force them to understand. They have to process themselves. But you also don't need to stay and be patient either and wait for somebody to finally see you. The Six of Cups is a challenge for them, is that you're so loving that it's hard to resist you. So what's this movement this week? The Nine of Swords. You are seeing somebody here that it's really stressing them out, keeping them up at night. Maybe something they said or did, and maybe they're hoping that you will forgive them. So there could even be a reconciliation or an apology coming in. You're fighting somebody else's own perspective of themselves, and they're going through a major transformation. It's easy for you to think you did something or are doing something wrong or read into this and judge yourself. But this is one of these situations where you just got to keep showing up, Capricorn, and just trying to test the waters, show up and learn in this person and understanding that this person is going through a different process. And maybe you are helping them. Your advice, though, is the Eight of Cups. Sometimes it's just not worth it. If it's not fulfilling you and it's too much work for you, sometimes the feeling feels good, but it's just not worth it, especially if somebody's really panicking or really is having a hard time changing. So I don't know who that's for. Ultimately, the decision's yours, what you want to do. It's validation that this person has feelings for you, but you got to keep showing up, trying to figure out how to perform for this person every single day. Aries, the Moon card. So Aries is very uncertain. It seems like you could feel the emotion from them, but they're terrified of commitment. Taurus, you may finally get an apology from a Taurus. You know, they know that they haven't been being fair with you. Gemini is also worn out and also knows that they can't give their full attention, but they're not going to give up on this connection. Maybe right now they don't have the energy for it. Cancer's also still hurting and feeling. Maybe they didn't think they would hurt this bad, but it looks like Cancer is mourning and could even be missing you. But at the same time, there's a situation going on that's very painful. Leo is, things might get more intimate and deeper with the Leo this week because this is Scorpio energy for them. They may be finally letting go of a situation and ready to evolve and move forward. Virgo, coming back around, they feel faded with you. You know, they feel the connection. Maybe they are ready to turn things around. Libra not always being honest with you either, you know, about their feelings. So you know, they're in love, you know, they feel for you, but you know, it's like, this is where sometimes patience, you know, it's like, be real and confess already. Maybe you will get a confession with that Page of Pentacles. Scorpio, hanging on in there. There's a strong bond here between you and a Scorpio, right? You know, they're just, you know, they got pride, right? Maybe they're dealing with some stuff and they're, you know, but you may hear from them this week, right? You got messages, right? It just feels like sometimes Scorpio likes to take care of their own problems themselves and they hide, you know. Sagittarius, 10 of Wands. So Sag has got a lot going on too as well. Something may be weighing on them and they need to finally break down and say something to you. Capricorn, you have 10 of Pentacles. Right, you and another Capricorn are in it, right? Something could be getting started this week where, you know, it's like there's no problem we can't overcome. Aquarius is very hopeful for the future with the two of you. You know, you both feel the pull to one another, and there's other things maybe you know, making it complicated, but neither of you seem to be letting go of the possibilities. And Pisces is ready to accelerate the relationship this week. You may get a lot of messages with the Pisces. All right, Aquarius. I like Leo men. Leo men are funny. Leo men are nice. Dramatic. I like funny guys too. If you got humor, if you're funny, that's already a win. You got one foot in the door. But I dated a Leo and I dated a Sagittarius, and everybody else I dated was Earth. Earth, Earth, Earth. I don't know. I have too much water in my chart. I need Earth. But fire is fun. Fire's fun. I've never dated an air sign. Air signs always, I've said this so many times before, air signs have always been my friends. Always. Earth and fire. It's wild. Earth and fire. And it's so unique because I have a blast with my fire signs, but I always have businesses with my earth signs. All right, Aquarius. Every earth sign I dated, we had a company, we had a business. Maybe not the best business, but all right, Ace of Wands, Aquarius. So something getting started. Somebody wants to start something with you. Hopefully not a fight. All right, they just want to get physical with you, right? So this is looking like somebody needs your immediate attention. Hello, maybe you'll get a call within the next day. You know, you're on somebody's mind. Let's see, who is it? I got the Four of Wands. Somebody close to home, somebody who's been at your home, somebody who feels like they belong. You make them feel comfortable at home. This is somebody that may be finally wanting to get, settle down with you. Maybe taking the next step in a relationship, or they can see, they're starting to see the potential of maybe this could be the one. What draws them to you? The Ace of Pentacles, your realness. Aquarius keeping it real. Aquarius got a nice home. You got a nice home. All right. So it does look like somebody really is considering two aces here. Somebody's considering, there's something about Aquarius, knows how to run their home, knows how to they have a nice home. Maybe you got it together. Maybe you guys share the same worldview, same plans. Any challenges, if any, right now? The Lovers card. Well, so either the challenge is they're in another relationship or you're in another relationship. If that's not the case, I mean, it doesn't matter. They choose you. The choice is already made. You guys have a strong vibe for one another. And that's also the challenge. It's like, no matter what, whenever we're apart, maybe I don't like being away from you. Maybe nobody's going to be able to replace Aquarius. You know, there are just some people in our lives that feel at home, we feel at home in, and nobody will ever know that version of us because people bring out certain parts of us. And you may do this to somebody. Maybe they feel really comfortable. You could be the love of somebody's life. And I don't say that very often. I don't give that out very easily. But this could be the love of somebody's life. This can, and if there's any kind of complications with the Lovers card being in the challenge position, if there's any kind of complications, it does not sever the love, the ties. This is somebody who believes you're the real one. Let's see your energy, the Queen of Wands. You already know, or you feel very committed to this person, and you're very drawn to this person as well. Or maybe for some of you, this could be a new person in your life too as well, that just sees you as being very confident, very magnetic, and open-hearted. Very cool, chill to be around, very inspiring. So this could be a new love type of energy coming towards you. It could also be somebody who's close to home with you, who's been over and really just feels like there's nobody else but you. Any movement this week? The Three of Wands. So it does look like for some of you, you could be connecting with this person. You could be running into this person. They could be making plans with you this weekend. They could be, you guys could already be talking and you're just seeing movement and progress. But you are seeing here future plans, and then you have the Four of Wands. So it could be like, we really need to talk about getting together or seeing each other or reaching out and reconnecting or trying to connect together for the first time. Your advice, I see the Eight of Pentacles. You know, you got it going on. Just keep working it. Looks like some of you have been putting a lot of work into yourself, your home, your well-being. Maybe you're focusing on work, career. Maybe this is somebody that you've kind of decided to go off on your own for a little bit and work on yourself. And now, you know, this is when love comes, you know, knocking on your door. For some of you singles, could be with a job, somebody new. But it could also be, you know, you're just doing your thing and giving somebody space. And the next thing you know, it's like, I can't let the real one, you know, leave. I can't let you out of my sight. So somebody very committed to you. Aries, you could be more intimate this week with an Aries. You could be deepening your relationship this week with an Aries. They're showing up very romantically. Taurus, you know, Taurus is also wanting to be around you. Maybe not sure they want to commit full time. They could be pondering it, but also I usually say they don't want a commitment, but this could be your Taurus that's actually really thinking about settling down finally. Maybe it is time for them to settle down. Gemini, King of Swords. So Gemini finally seeing things clear, maybe finally seeing the relationship clear and realizing my Aquarius seems to know what the hell they're doing. Maybe they are the right one. They are the one that I can't get off my mind. Cancer, can't stop feeling you. They're definitely open to a relationship with you. Leo, feeling down and out. Maybe it's complicated between the two of you, but they don't like not being around you. Virgo, also distant from you, but still wishing they could see you. Maybe they're wishing there's not that much space. If you guys are long distance, maybe that's the only problem between the two of you. Things would be different if we were closer. Libra starting to be aggravated with the situation. Really, it's bothering them the way things are. So it could be fighting for it this week. Maybe a Libra is going to fight for your attention. Scorpio, maybe they'll confess this week and quit hiding bullshit from you, you know, hiding their feelings. Sagittarius wanting your attention, so they're coming back around, making sure to check up, see if you're still there. Capricorn, Queen of Pentacles. Capricorn wanting to take things serious with you, so you could be titling your relationship this week. Aquarius, things could turn around faster than you think, especially with another Aquarius. Try not to assume the worst this week. And Pisces in their head, but maybe thinking they screwed up. Could you even forgive them? All right, let's see. Pisces. All right, Pisces. All right, 10 of Cups, looking good at the bottom of the deck. So we're talking about family. We're talking about, looking at the long-term goals and picture. So somebody's got you on their mind and in their vision, maybe thinking about, how things could be or how things could have been. Let's see what's going on with your person. Knight of Wands. So you have somebody around you, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. Very sexy, very spontaneous, maybe inconsistent with you, but it's real. I mean, that's the thing that sucks. It's passionate, but it's inconsistent. It's real. I'm in love with you in the moment, but it's like a wild horse. And you wanted to tame a wild horse. But it does look like maybe you got them thinking about the future. And I see the Ace of Pentacles underneath that. Okay, so maybe they're wanting to ground in and make it real with you. What draws them to you? How do they view you? The Magician card. You say what you got to say and you make it happen. Everything you say and do, you do it with intent and you make it happen. They can trust you. You're very invested in them. Very positive energy. And you're hard to resist. It's hard to resist somebody who initiates, who takes action, who says they're going to do something and does it, who works and goes for it, who's very creative. And so it looks like you are the full package. It looks like you have more influence over this person than you realize. Or maybe you do realize. What's their problem, if any? The Star card. They don't like to look at the future. They don't want to worry about the future. They don't want to plan all the time. They don't want to disappoint themselves or be disappointed or disappoint you. And they may even lack a little faith in themselves. Knight of Wands are people that want to live in the moment. It's easier to be this way and be spontaneous and not commit to the future. And sometimes that can be a failure. Or they don't want to think that far ahead. But, it seems as though you've got some sort of influence or pull over them, and you may be swaying them to make plans here for the future. Let's see your energy. King of Cups. You are so magnetic. You got feelings about. You keep them down deep. You're just being you. So it seems like your loving is swaying somebody in your direction. It could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It could be a Gemini, Virgo, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sag. Call signs. It seems like every sign is there. But you are drawing somebody in just with your presence, your charm. And it seems to be somebody here that's very active and hard to snag. It's hard to snag this one. Movement this week is the Ace of Wands, so you have two aces showing up for you too. It looks like this person's desire to be physical with you. This could be intimate this week, deepening your connection, sexual energy, or this person just wants to get something started with you. Your advice, Six of Swords, play it cool. Just keep leading them forward. You're leading them with your aura and magnetism. You don't really have to pursue or do anything. This person's following you. Keep it simple and stay focused is your advice for the week. Let's see, Aries through Pisces. If you have somebody on your mind, Aries this week, Seven of Wands, they may finally defend their position, defend themselves, speak up, let down their guards, and it's like you guys could be challenging one another, but they still feel pulled to work through something with you. Taurus could give you a headache this week. It seems like they, find excuses or always make excuses, and it comes from insecurity. Gemini wanting to build something solid with you, so you guys could title something this week, or get together at each other's homes, or really talk about the future together. Cancer, there's no denying their feelings for you. It looks like they're returning and to pick up where you guys left off. Leo wanting to settle in, build a home with you, wanting to come home, or just feels a pull to settle with you, settle something with you. Virgo not being honest with you, so ask questions this week. Maybe they will be finally transparent with you. Libra, communication picking up with a Libra this week. It looks like you guys are still having fun, still like talking to each other, connecting with each other. Scorpio feeling a little down and out. Scorpio not feeling good. Scorpio might have a cold. All right. But they could be missing you or not happy with the way things turned out. Sagittarius just doesn't want to be fooled. They like you. They're attracted to you. They just don't want to be fooled by anybody. Capricorn, the Emperor, Cap's in charge, initiating this week. They want to make plans. If they're ready to make plans, they will step up. Aquarius falling in love with you as well. There's a lot of love happening. And I have Pisces, the Hermit. So Pisces, your path might be changing. Maybe things are you're at a distance with another Pisces, but the light's still on. They're still home, and there's still growth and possibilities for you guys to reconnect. Susan, if you want to put a question in, you can. I just put it up right now because I didn't want it to get too long. My voice is kind of going out. All right. Let me put the timestamps in the description box. Guys, give me 2 minutes. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back for the super chats. All right. I got an orange. Some citrus. All right, here we go. All right, so let's see. Thank you guys for definitely supporting me. I appreciate all you guys. Through thick and thin, you guys have all been here. All right. I have Nora. I'll be taking you guys with me on my trip. I love you too. And this year on my trip, I'm going to try and make it easier to where I go live. Maybe even for like quick spurts. I might not be able to do all signs, but I'll be a little bit more attentive and show you guys on my trip. It'll be van living. I'm living in my van. And it's going to be, we did it last year and it was so much fun. I have Starlink. And so this year where I chose to go, hopefully I picked better places to have light come through so the Starlink can work. So hopefully it'll be better this year. Plus on my phone, I upgraded something where satellite, I didn't even know it existed, but maybe even my phone will be able to do it more. So I'm definitely gonna show you guys a lot more, hopefully this year. I was so worried about everything last year because it was the first time I had done it, but it'll be cooler this year. All right. But I am taking at least the week off, you know. All right. So let's see the energy. Let's see the energy around you guys. You know, the love is there. Yeah, the catch is sunlight. You can't have a bunch of trees hovering over you. You have to have enough space with Starlink. And so that's what kind of sucks, but but I also may be able to have it set up in the van so when we're driving, I can still go live while we're driving. All right, so let's see the energy around you guys. All right, so the energy around you guys is the Two of Wands, right? So you've already had the activation. Everything's already activated. Everything is still good. You're in such a different place. It's disappointing because, you know, here we are. We're at a crossroads. You know, he's traveling. He's going to another place. He doesn't want to fully commit to a relationship, you know, doesn't want to activate stuff, you know, doesn't know what to say. So obviously, you know, you're doing a really good job. I can, you know, even feel it in the words. You don't even have to say anything. It's just a feeling. He knows that's probably the biggest thing right now is getting something started when he may be even trying to just stay focused on one thing and move forward. It's going to be hard to realize that you're in a completely different place. What if he gets to Singapore and just go down this road for a second? We want the best for him. We want his life to be great because if you're going to be part of it too, you want it to be great for both of you. But what if he were to go there and it just wasn't his fit, or he got there and then, you know, just was like, man, maybe I can call you, text you, maybe you can come out there, you know, maybe after when things settle. But right now, the activation, the desire is there, the Ace of Wands, the attraction is there. He genuinely wants to start something with you. But there's another complication. So it's getting in the way. So the crossroad, and usually we take the easy way out, or not all of us, but it looks like he might be taking the easy road, the easy way out, right? So it's like, what do we do at this point? One, you got a huge win because now you know you have closure too. This man has love for you. You weren't imagining it. All this investment hasn't been for nothing. It's there. It's just this problem with, he is on a venture and doesn't want anything, or doesn't want to start anything that might cause complications. So his energy, the Nine of Cups, everything with you looks great, you know? Everything looks great on paper. Everything looks great in our imaginations. What's the problem? There doesn't seem to be a problem. But when it comes down to making it a reality, it seems like he gets cold feet. Now, how does he view you? What's his pull towards you? The World card. So you obviously are a very important person in his life, and maybe this is some sort of way to find closure with the situation between the two of you as well. But you've played a big part in this chapter of his life. And maybe he does or feels pulled to need some sort of closure with you. And neither of you are quite getting it, because it's a fated connection. And it feels like there's still something there. So whatever keeps pulling you guys back together, maybe we are closing that chapter, but there's still something there that's going to pull you guys back together in the future. You know, or do we just find closure with it? You know, it's hard for both of you to find closure with it. What's his biggest challenge with the connection right now? He's got the Knight of Cups. It's like wanting to declare or follow his feelings. You know, he doesn't want to let his heart or be vulnerable, or let his feelings make his decisions for him. He doesn't want to declare. It's great energy. It's beautiful energy. But it just seems like he doesn't want to declare or title it or act on it just yet. Let's see you. The Ten of Wands. I mean, we all know. I mean, it's like you barely, what do? You don't want to let go. You've worked so hard for something and you're almost there. You are almost at the top of the mountain. It could be time to, you know, get to that top of the mountain and let something be for now, and let it close right now in this energy, which is very positive energy, by the way, because now there's a more gentler opening. And in a week, in 2 weeks, in 2 months, in a year, it does not matter. The way you guys are leaving the situation is so pleasant that when he is thinking about you, he's going to be thinking about you from the place of the Knight of Cups, which is a very loving energy. And they're going to want to, or feel more pulled to come back to you or come to you or talk to you. And every time they talk to you now, it's going to come from a place of reconciliation. So there's a chance here that you're even building a new kind of relationship moving forward. Whereas the last time there was animosity towards one another. That's gone. So the way things are right now, any movement happening in the near future, you know, and I see the Two of Swords. So you see this man is torn. This is not, he doesn't like either decision. He doesn't like that. He's still wrestling with the decision that he made. He is blocking himself. He knows he's trying to, you know, what's the word? Compartmentalize his feelings. Could even be trying to avoid, you know, all these things. And he knows it. But it's like either way he looks at this situation, none of the choices really feel good. So this might be what he's trying to do now just to move forward, but it's obviously it's bothering him enough that there could be a later decision, because it doesn't seem like he really wants it to be over. It would be the Three of Swords. This is really difficult for him. What should you do? I see the Four of Swords. Rest, recoup, recover. It's hurt. It's heartbreaking. There's no denying that. It's definitely heartbreaking, but it looks as though it's another temporary situation. It feels as though you're on a different level. And this might be a temporary, like I said, temporary close. It could be a test. It could be he's trying to avoid and he's trying to block, but he could just be totally, he couldn't say, he knew you wanted to have a date. He knew you wanted to get together. And his anxiety getting in the way of it and torn, finally, the easiest thing to do was to say, no, let's just not do this right now, because you wanted it and he had to give you an answer. But he chose that direction, even though he's still sitting in an energy where he's not 100% sold on his decision. And I'm not just saying this to you. You can see the cards. You can see the cards. Ultimately, you know, he can see this working out. He sees it. He's very much loves the idea of you. But when you're holding back here, you don't want to follow your heart just yet. You don't want to express your feelings. You don't want to jump in just yet, because it feels as though he's being very authentic about, I'm going to a new place and I don't know if I want to start something right yet. His true feelings for you, or his true feelings too, is the Fool card. It feels like he has a pull towards you, but he's still trying not to have a plan. I want to kind of roam and not have a plan right now. I want to keep myself, you know, simple and just following and taking my chances in life and just going, you know, on this adventure, which is also the same energy he feels pulled towards you. But maybe he's not ready to make or solidify any plans just yet. And that could be the biggest thing. You just want to get together, but he knows ultimately what the next step is. Once you get together, where it's going to lead, what's going to happen after that. And he might just be trying to avoid or stop the train from going. It's not that the feelings are not there. And so that's what I have for you. And you have the Two of Wands and the Two of Swords. So this is one of these situations where, you know, there's really nothing we can do when somebody else is at a crossroads, but we do have choice, and we can choose to see things not negatively, in a sense, you know, like it's going to obviously be a bad turnout, or we can let something be and realize that we're on a different path, but things could still work out. All right, I'm sending you sending you love. All right. So right now I have Lisa, I have Angel, I have Nature Girl, I have Makisha, I have Sonar, I have Aqua Mermaid, Jen, Nora, and Carissa. I was dismissed from my job. My union is fighting this as I am on a document. Oh no, the employer is being underhanded. All right. So what is the outcome of this situation? Yes, you're welcome. I got to read your question in my face. Let me see. I was dismissed from my job. Your union is fighting this again, undocumented. As I am on a documented sick leave. All right. So you've been on a sick leave and finally your job just decided to take your job because they needed to, and that's not right. All right. What do the cards say for an outcome? I'm sure you are. You're on a sick leave. Hi, Emma. Sending you love. So, Lisa, you're on a sick leave, right? Are you still getting paid for it? I mean, hopefully, even if they let you go, they might. So you're still getting something. So the possible outcome, I see the Eight of Pentacles. That's a real, like, this is a, let's just talk for a moment. All right, because this is a serious situation. This is your job. This is, it's a case of wrongful dismissal under a protective leave. So with the Eight of Pentacles showing up, it does look as though, you know, your job is going to have to stay loyal and committed to what it is they're supposed to do. So if the union is getting involved, it looks like some way or another, your job may be protected. Something may come of it. Things are working. They'll have to work on it. I can't guarantee anything though, even in a reading. But even as the outcome being the Eight of Pentacles, that says a good outcome. You're with your job coming together. And so they just fired you when you had to leave. There may be some sort of compensation that you may get. I don't know if your job will automatically say, take you back, because this could be a new position, a new job, something else for you to do. Or there could be compensating you with money. Right. So it does look like what I'm picking up on here is something will come of this. But it doesn't mean that you're not going to have to go through the Seven of Pentacles, which is I don't know the laws, but I just know unions are pretty strict and protective of their rules and regulations, from my understanding. So any challenges that might be happening right now, and they're not being honest, they're being just sneaky, deceitful. So I know it's tough. I know it's tough. There's nothing I can say, anybody can say that can say, oh, Lisa, just be chill and everything's going to work out fine, right? And, you know, it's not that kind of situation. You will have to probably fight it, but they are being sneaky and deceitful with the Seven of Swords here, that, you know, there's always going to be some gray area that they forgot to cover, or you know, you can't, they'll be exposed one way or another, or they may be called out, but there's definitely going to have to be a fight for it. But it does look like they were going behind or sneaking or doing something that was kind of deceptive. And they're not being honest. So this is where it's probably going to work in your favor. And look at this, Six of Wands. So the outcome to this situation looks as though it could leave you in a pretty good pretty good position. It looks as though you'll win. You'll get some sort of win, recognition for the work that you've put in. If you've had a really good background history with your company, that's possibly going to help you. But it does look like the biggest challenge here is confronting their sneakiness, or you called it underhanded. It looks as though you may have to fight this, but you will come out the winner. I pray for you too. Remember, nothing's guaranteed, but I pray for you that this happens. And these are this is representing your job, 8 of Pentacles, and so is the 6 of Wands. So it does look like you'll come out ahead of the game. All right. Any advice for you moving forward? Look at the 7 of Pentacles right now. So you are going through the 7 of Pentacles stage, which can be very nauseating. It's like, I don't know what to do. I invested so much time in this. I'm stuck. I don't see a future. It's easy for you to get caught up in fear and wonder what's going to happen now. I wasn't expecting to be here. I was relying on this. I mean, the 7 of Pentacles can be very daunting. But it does look as though you're going to be in this position, but you'll make it through to the 8 of Pentacles. I'm sending you a lot of love and prayers. I know it. I can imagine it's got to be hard. Good luck today. That's not good though. I know you can't eat, but well, if you needed to, you can look at it. You can look at the bright side. I was just about to say that. Us women we're so awful. We're like, oh, we're going under stress. I guess I'm going to lose a few pounds. All right, what do I not see coming at you this week in general? And what's my advice for me on my channel? Let me see. Your channel, you just got to let it grow. I mean, there's really nothing you can do. Your channel has just got to grow, and people find you, and sometimes it's just one video will take off or one won't take off. But then all of a sudden, things are shifting in a new direction, and all my years on this, I still don't get it. I still don't know. I still don't know what the hell. And really no advice that I have, especially when I give as much advice as I can. And even my advice doesn't even work for me. I'm seeing 8 of Cups here. Just keep rolling forward. So is there anything coming at you this week in general that you might not be able to see coming? I see the Queen of Pentacles. Maybe something around your home, finances, work, business, responsibilities, money. I don't know. You got some good money coming in. Somebody wants to give you something, maybe. Somebody may do something for you, acts of service, or provide something for you that feels very helpful. Right? So you could feel as though people are really picking up after themselves or really being attentive to your needs. Could be at work-related energy, really feeling like in the spotlight. Even maybe with your channel too. All right. I am seeing the 5 of Cups, so there could be a moment where, you feel down and out about a future that you imagined, that something that you wanted to happen, but it just didn't happen. Sometimes it just bites us in the ass, or gets us again, or we see something that triggers us. You may still be processing something from your past that might, don't let it steal your thunder. It looks like you got some good stuff going on here, but you could find yourself having a moment of weakness. The Seven of Wands, you could feel like you're running to put out fires this week. Be mindful of some defensive energy. It could be other people, you feeling like you're constantly having to defend yourself, or constantly having to, create boundaries or hold your position on certain things that you really want done. So this could be even with, work or parenting or anything, but it does feel as though you have to be persistent with how you show up. You might get tested this week. Other people's opinions, competition with other people's demands. Even with your channel too, like, there could be somebody that says something and it's not what you expected, or, please be mindful of that if you want my advice, right? This is whatever. This is prediction, so I don't know what else to say. But people may test you, and it can easily cause friction if somebody tests you through something they said, and pushes back. So that, like, you're asking, your second question's advice on a channel. People are learning how to communicate. There's still people still trying to learn how to communicate online, and it's easy to hear somebody or misinterpret something, the way somebody says something, or feel like you need to defend yourself. So that could be something to watch out for. If somebody says something, don't explain yourself. So if you want advice also on your channel, don't explain yourself about anything. It's your channel. It's what you want to do. I made, I guess, mistakes is, trying to please everybody. But I also believe my channel was part of my own spiritual growth. I didn't even know what I was going into. I didn't even know what I was getting into. And so I always look at everything through a lens of, what's this actually doing for me in my real world, and so it's, keeping and doing what you feel right about doing, and not trying to, just follow what everybody wants. I know the algorithm, you got to kind of follow what other people want. If you want, to follow the trends, or, and you want to just, which is part of it, wanting to be out there. I loved it when my channel was really big, but it also was a lot of pressure on me, because I had more mouths to feed and more people, complaining about the way I do things or say things. And it's my perspective, my channel. So, I should be able to be allowed to say, certain things, but you may be challenged with that kind of stuff. I always say, just don't follow what everybody else is doing. Keep being real with yourself. We all need to fix things. I mean, I've had to grow, I've had to adjust. But I am seeing here, just not taking things personally. You may get tested in a lot of ways. And I see the Star card. All right. So focusing on faith and possibilities, and not trying to, enjoy the journey as you get in there. You're learning, you're going through, you're trying to see things, but it's like always looking for the next best thing, or always waiting for the big thing. And the big thing's happening right now in your face. It's enjoying the moment as it's happening. So you do have a possibility of being in the spotlight and feeling good, and some wish coming true this week that really might make you feel good. you know, the star card is acknowledgement and possibilities of doing really well with your channel in the future. And just keeping your eye on the prize. Just keep showing up every single day and fine tuning your voice, you know, and the Wheel of Fortune. So there could be some, let me clarify this one, unexpected wake-up call. There could be something that changes circumstances this week, something that you didn't expect. Maybe a dream, maybe when you're sleeping, maybe you wake up and something is turned around or something comes back around that you didn't expect. Pay attention to your dreams this week. And, you know, something could come back around if there's been some silence between you and somebody else. It does look like it's only temporary. And that's what I have. Now, specifically for your channel, though, I've been kind of combining them. I see the Chariot card. Just stay focused and know exactly what you're doing, what your strategy is. Right? It looks as though, you know, you just got to steer the wheel, you know, and stay focused on what it is that you're choosing to express, what it is you're doing. And if it's coming from spirit, if it's coming from, I checked it out a while back. But this is just saying, hang on and hold on and have a rhythm, have a reason. If you know, I think personally, when I started doing all kinds of collabs with everybody and I started mixing manifesting and astrology and letting people come on my channel and everything, that's when my channel really took a turn and I couldn't recover it. So be mindful of not putting too many different topics or things on your channel that's going to screw up the algorithm. Right? So you just got to stay focused on where your spirit's calling you and what you want to do. You know, I was everybody's cheerleader. Come on my channel, everybody come over here, everybody do everything, you know? And it's like, I was excited. But I think that, you know, the combination of every different thing kind of confused people at times. I mean, and that might not be true. The algorithm just might not like me. But I am seeing here, just stay focused and stay driven and moving forward. Don't let anybody distract you. Just do what you got to do. You know, this could be even you kind of moving on from any other distractions and just focusing on yourself anyways. Good luck, though. You're welcome. Good luck. I'm going to start another channel. I'm going to start another road tripping channel. My life, van life, and homesteading. That's my goal, my new goal. But it's not going to happen until I'm ready for it. Hello, Nature Girl. All right, who and what is coming towards you this week in love and then in business? Let's see, in love first. Who's coming towards you? All right, I do see the Ace of Pentacles here, so it does look like something could pan out when it comes to business. You are seeing a real offer. You're seeing real growth, somebody wanting something real with you, and it could be a sale. So your sale could definitely go through. And this could be a fresh start with love situations. So right now, it does look like it's the overall energy for you. So this is a good week for starting something. So in love, I'm seeing the Six of Swords, and I'm seeing the chair. Look at it coming back around. So are you dealing with somebody that kind of took off and then coming back around, or somebody who does a figure eight, or somebody who keeps kind of coming around in your energy? And I have the Empress. So it's somebody who really loves to be around you, finds you very attractive. You feel good to be around in so many ways. So somebody feels at home with you. There's a natural pull to you, somebody returning, somebody always returning, because there's just this, you're always open. You're always ready to love on somebody and take care of somebody and care for somebody. And they really love this about you. So if somebody's traveling, or somebody's taking some space, or it's been a couple weeks, or you just feel like you could be dealing with a drifter, somebody who just likes to kind of drift. They don't really have anybody else around them, or they're not interested in anybody else. And they just like to be sometimes in solitude or alone, or just doing their own thing. But they are very much drawn to you when it comes to physical, and wanting to, when they think about being around somebody, it's you who they enjoy being around. Now in business, I am seeing, the Emperor card. Look at that. So I am seeing, some good news when it comes to your business leveling up. And I'm seeing the Two of Wands. And I'm seeing the Fool card. So business this week too is also looking as though some partnership, some agreement, some contract, something following through. And there could even be another option too. So something else might be coming up that you didn't plan for. And even if it's not this week, this is the timeline. This is what's going on here. So we always want to put a time on everything, but this can be your love coming back around here, because what you guys have is real. And for business, it does look as though something getting started. You have a contract, you have the Fool here, somebody coming in that you don't plan for. And it's showing here meetup or sale, maybe a couple sales. So good times. And I see the star under there too as well. So you got more to come here. Yes, finally, sending you love. You're welcome, Nature Girl. Thank you. All right. What do I not see coming for the rest of August? Let's see. Page of Wands, right? There could be some flirting going on. Your mama, something about parenting. I see a mother and a child. And a possibly new job or advancement in your job. Stepping up in your job. Taking on more responsibility, or maybe even getting a raise. I see the Nine of Wands. There could be finally an end to exhaustion, or, you're putting a lot of work in and you're getting a payout. So your work will, you know, and if you're searching for a job, I don't even know if you work, but something around money, put in the energy into it, you will get a return of investment. Seeing the Wheel of Fortune, so you could, you know, move. There could be a lot of movement, an unexpected opportunity with the Wheel of Fortune for you to make some money. Now, I don't like to say this too often, but your cards show like maybe a small win with lottery. Don't go spending your savings on lottery. But it does seem like you have some good shots, you know, a good opportunity. Luck is around you when it comes to money, work, and it looks like you've been putting in a lot of work, so maybe it is due time. Yeah, Four of Pentacles, there could be something around your budget, your home, refinancing, doing something with your finances where you're able to organize or save. There could be something around your savings, adding to your savings, and fixing something around the home, being able to fix something around the home. The money will be there. Maybe there'll be some discounts coming in for you as well too. So if you are, you know, leveling up, if you are leveling up with, it looks like finance is the biggest thing here. It looks like reorganizing, budgeting, financing, a little bit of financial freedom, and some opportunity maybe with work that is going to help in advancing your financial situation. You know, and I'm seeing the Queen of Cups here. So there could be a person, a feminine energy who's influencing you this month, a new friend, coworker, somebody just wanting to get close to you, somebody cares about you, could be a sister, could be resolution, somebody who's very protective of you or is protecting you behind the scenes, who's got your back. And this can also be some self-care, maybe taking some time to you know, do a couple spa days or take care of yourself or hang out with a friend, and making sure you're giving yourself some space to feel good. Anything else? You know, and I got the Nine of Swords, so I am seeing the Nine of Swords and Nine of Wands. It looks like an end to something that's really weighing on you, you've been really worried about. So an end to a difficult time is what it looks like, and things changing, and it could be through the advancement or help of a feminine in your life or a female in your life. Yeah, so it does look like your luck's changing this month, the rest of the month. I mean, we only got a couple weeks left, but we're always looking for these big, extraordinary wins, but some of these things are happening all the time, and we just don't see them. You know, I catch myself seeing my readings come out all day long, every day. And I always say to myself, you know, I wonder if when I'm saying these things to people, if they actually see them playing out in their life. Because some things are subtle and some things are happening, but we're so used to, you know, wanting these big, intense changes or exciting things to happen that we don't always see it. You're welcome. Did you change your picture? Your hair looks like you cut bangs. Yes, I know you do. All right, let's see. What is Libra's next actions? Libra's next actions. Ooh. All right. Well, not much is changing. The Hanged Man just flew out. So it's subtle. You know, they may flirt, they may connect, they still want this, they still want your connection. They still like to flirt with you. Very excited about, you know, you when they are talking to you in the moment. But right now, there's no title to the situation. And they're not ready to maybe advance quickly. You know, they're kind of liking it with where they are at. You know, they don't want to push things. They don't want to change things yet. They just kind of like where things are at right now until they get a clearer picture. Right? And so I am seeing the Three of Swords here. You know, it's like, I wouldn't push this, you know, I would just let things kind of be right now the way they are, you know, because pushing it or trying to change things too quickly could actually create separation between the two of you. I am seeing the Star card, so hoping for the best and hoping for the positive of the future, you know, but don't keep yourself waiting on somebody either. It depends on how long you've been waiting with this person. Yeah. So it still looks positive, but it doesn't look like they want to change the pace right now. And maybe I wouldn't look at it as disappointment for you, but you also, you know, like you're way in the future, you're thinking about the future, but it also says, you know, don't lose hope in the future with this relationship. But their next actions are, you know, you see flirting with you, talking to you, connecting with you, but really not much has been changing in this week. From whatever's been going on, it's pretty much the same. So that could be really good for you. I wouldn't expect the worst. I wouldn't think the worst. I am sending you love. I've said I need space because I need to rethink. Do you really need space? Is that what it is? You really need space? You're welcome. All right, let's see. Anything coming your way that's on a deeper level? You got the Four of Swords, so temporary reset. Kind of chill mode. I see the Strength card. It's been becoming too much. I see the Seven of Wands, and I see, it feels to me like this week right now, it kind of feels like keeping to yourself a little bit and staying out of or away from other people's opinions and demands on you. And there's a lot of competition around you and drama. So it does look like you're being asked for a treat for the week. It doesn't look like, and this week, you know, it doesn't mean there's nobody around you or there's nobody meaningful around you. But I am getting here with the Seven of Wands and the Five of Wands that picking your battles, and are you fighting for the right people? Are you putting yourself in situations where you're around people that share the same values as you? Or are you always having to put out fires? Are you always trying to contain yourself because people test you? People are demanding, people are intense, people constantly challenging you. You know, it could be giving yourself a reset. Maybe you're tired of the situations that you've been getting into, and you could, you know, need to reevaluate which pond you're swimming in. You know, is it time to up and relocate? You know, or pick my battles, you know, which, you know, who are you letting in? Because I am getting self-control and constraint. So I am feeling like, I know you're looking for somebody this week or somebody on a deeper level. But to me, it feels like there's a lot going on around you with people that challenge you. And, you know, I just am wondering if you're in a situation or around people that are benefiting you. You know, I do see a Page of Pentacles. You know, I don't want to leave you hanging there with, but you're looking for deeper level, and I'm seeing no, right? With the energies that you have around you. So if you're talking to somebody or somebody's challenging you or somebody, and you're always feeling like you have to, hold back or, maintain some sort of control because somebody pisses you off or triggers you and you have to force things or always have to be the one to do things. Those types of relationships that you're connected to seem like they're too challenging and maybe you need some boundaries with them. But the Page of Pentacles is talking about new prospects. If you decide to maybe check out a new situation or new people, there could be a friend around you that could turn into something more, but they might not be your type. They might not be the person that makes things seem super intense. They might not challenge you. They might be the nice guy, the nice gal, and they might not, it seems like maybe you do like to be challenged with intensity. But there is somebody around you, but I just feel like you might not see them because they might not be your type. All right. I love you. Well, that's why I'm only doing a weekly read. Was he upset that you didn't show up this weekend? Did that even make sense at all? All right. Was he upset that I didn't show up this weekend? All right. The King of Pentacles is his energy. The Knight of Swords and the Sun card. He may have thought about things or just assumed that that's what you want. That's a decision you made. It doesn't look like he's super upset, but he still wanted to see you. He may have questioned things he didn't understand. Maybe he may have just decided you just decided not to go, kind of questioned it. The challenge is the Knight of Swords. Maybe you just made a quick decision not to go. I don't think he was feeling bad about it. He wanted to see you or would have liked to see you with the Sun card there. But I don't think he was upset. I just think maybe questioned it or curious or wasn't assuming anything. I know we want everybody, we want guys, we want other people to be as emotional as we are, but people, some people aren't. They thought about you. They probably wondered why. And they probably were hoping that they saw you. I got the 8 of Wands, and so in the future, it does feel like you guys are going to talk again, or at least exchange texts or communicate. So yeah, I guess the answer, I'm not seeing upset. I'm seeing confused, maybe uncertain. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, men don't usually take that shit personally. We try to do things to get emotions out of them, or but no, men honestly like, okay, I'm gonna go hang out with my guy friends, or I'm just, they piss us off because they're not thinking what we want them to be thinking. And that's like, if you ever look at a bunch of guys in a room answering these kind of questions, it's funny to hear what we think and what they think. It's crazy. But I am going to say that it looks like they were confused, uncertain, about why you made a decision maybe not to go. So that's what I got for you. They still wanted to see you, though. I raised boys, so I hear it all the time. I always hear, especially when I get, you know, certain ways with my boys, and they're like, Mom, you know. All right, Gemini, I'm in Taurus. How will my relationship go with him? All right, it looks like you guys are headed in the right direction. Your feelings are growing for one another. You know, it's looking really optimistic where your relationship is going with them. It doesn't look like they're trying to screw you over. Looks like they're being real and authentic with you, or have been. You guys have been together for 11 months. Will you have a long-term relationship? It looks good. It's written in the stars. You know, the star card is here. It looks like a long-term relationship is possible. Does he love you? I see the King of Wands. That's amazing. He definitely chooses you and is committed to seeing this relationship. He wants it to go somewhere. He sees it going somewhere. Any challenges? You know, the Queen of Wands, insecurities, intensity, you know, you know, I don't know if there's another person, sister, relationship, past, something that aggravates the situation, or if it's your insecurity that sometimes, you know, and you're, you know, the Queen of Swords is here, is showing that, you know, maybe clear, you know, think objectively, look at the truth, look at the bigger picture. I don't know, but it seems as though they see a partnership with you. But it looks like you may question it or have anxiety around it. Hello. I am still alive. All right. So the Wheel of Fortune is saying you both kind of feel a pull towards each other. And the feeling is strong. There's something, you guys met for a reason. And if they're, I hope so too, because it looks like you guys, but it looks like you're worried about something. It looks like you really don't feel that because that's what the challenge is in your position, is not feeling confident in the connection for some reason. But they are attracted to you. So what's your advice? The Page of Cups. Open up your heart. you know, maybe you don't know what to do with letting somebody love you or trusting in it. But it looks like the relationship is growing and something good could come of this. You know, I don't know if you've got some fears in your head that come from somebody else that said something to you, or you're just underestimating yourself. But no bueno, stop doing that. All right, sending you love. It does look really good. You got some really good cards here today. All right, Miss Carissa, and I am done. I know. Hey, Nora, I just want to say something. It's easier said than done. Just because I say these things, please don't think that I'm up here like I have no fears. I'm afraid of people in general, all right? So fears are real. That's why you hear me say them all the time, you know? It's like it's something that we have to combat and figure out and find ways to work on ourselves with them, you know. But believe me, I don't think there's anybody in here that trusts anybody. All right, let's see what is the future. Like, people really do scare the shit out of me. Thank you. Yeah, I hope so. I hope this is only temporary. All right. So what is the future of the connection with Nolan? I see the King of Pentacles. Maybe they'll level up and become your boss. All right, Judgment. He could have a change of heart. What draws them to you? The Hermit card. Can't figure you out. Let's see. What's the problem? The Queen of Swords can't figure you out. Let's see. Let's see you. The Ten of Cups. All right. Well, the future, it could materialize, but it could take some time. I'm going to be real with you. They could have a change of heart. Things could develop. The Hermit card adds a little bit of length, adds length to this connection. The challenge is the Queen of Swords, which can be constantly second guessing themselves and keeping themselves in a place of, you know, I don't want, what if this, what if that, what if I make this choice, what if that, you know. And it could also be still healing from an ex, you know, or just doubting, underestimating themselves. But what draws them to you is the Hermit card. So I don't know, like over time, they may start to see you differently. You know, they may be judging you. You know, they may be judging the age difference. They may be judging the, you know, they can't read you. They can't figure you out all the time, you know, or they don't know. But it does look like the timing of this, or, you know, they'll see you differently over time, see the connection differently over time. And I am seeing the Ten of Cups, which says this could level into something a little bit more. You know, so hang on to your vision. Just don't hang on to the outcome having to happen now, which means, you know, you do have to loosen your grip a little bit on it for your sanity. Because then you know what's going to happen? You're going to end up hating him. And he didn't do anything. You're going to get worn out and tired and frustrated with him, and he didn't do anything. And that's what I see a lot of people do with connections that won't commit or won't respond. People then find reasons to hate that person. I need to hate you in order to get you out of my head and out of my mind, rather than just being friends and leaving things and letting the relationship grow organically. Well, because then if somebody feels the resentment, why are they going to want to be around you? Not saying you're doing that, but I've seen it happen. So stay true to your vision with this, but it could take some time, but it does. This is your position. This is what you might not be seeing about yourself, right? And the 10 of Cups, but it also shows me, you know, the lineup, the how things are unfolding and the potential for things to unfold. If you read, depending on the layers I read it from. Any movement towards you now? I see the Knight of Wands, so he is being very inconsistent, but he does like to get your attention. You know, he feels something, he feels attracted to you. You know, there is fun, there is something that lights him up. There is something exciting about knowing that you're there, or knowing that you guys are interested in each other. But it's inconsistent. And right now, that Page of Wands can be, you know, non-committal, indecisive and non-committal. Any advice for you? And I see the Justice card. You just got to weigh things out and, you know, make important decisions about where you're allowing yourself to overcommit to a situation, or not see things the way they are, or, like I said, get resentful or bitter if something doesn't turn out accordingly. Because this is where the underlying energy can actually can self-prophesize. If we're building up a resentment towards somebody for just not choosing us. So the answer to your question is this could materialize, but that Hermit card is throwing a wrench in it, which is saying it could be a journey for you. And right now it looks like in the current situation, it's staying in this Knight of Wands energy, which is, it's fun, it's passionate, but it's inconsistent and playful. You know, will he eventually act on this? And I see the Temperance card. So I am still seeing too, even with the Temperance card, like he's keeping it slow for a reason. You know, maybe he wants things to unfold slowly. Maybe he's just not ready, you know, it's, but there's a timing issue with that too. It's just playing it cool. Likes the attention, but is playing it cool and not ready to take it or title it or make it anything more relational. It's not even fun. I know. So the challenge is, for you, the challenge is going to be discernment with the Justice and the Queen of Swords, and allowing yourself to have more fun with this and not make it a conquest, because it is going to make you aggravated and frustrated and angry with him. And that's taking the fun out of it. Yeah. But there's still always an opportunity for you guys to find yourselves working with each other again. I wish I could be more helpful, guys. I wish I could be the bearer of amazing news that actually always comes true. You know, he's working on his money. All right. I love you guys. I got to let you go. Hopefully I see you guys in membership tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be okay. If by any reason, like I wake up and I'm dying, I will not be on, but I most likely will be fine. I never stay sick for long. I haven't been sick in a long time. I didn't mention Scorpio and all signs. Bye. Sorry. I'm sorry. Take care, guys.